the Veda belongs to the whole world, if the Veda belongs to the whole world, there are certain interpretations, certain higher principles. When you're studying these higher principles, it's called Tantra. And when you're looking at world religion, you take any one religion, they all have this culture, they all have this Tantric culture. But the only thing is that today's idea of Tantra is very sad because the last century Victorian prudery has been put on into Tantra. The Victorian culture was contrasting with their ideal against a non-ideal Tantric culture, which is not true. You can look at the Testament and you will see Tantra. You see, I do not know if you are aware of the Song of Songs. If you look at the Testament, there is a Song of Songs. And then there are commentaries written by the Sisters of Loyola. All these things say that Testament has another finer aspect, and the finer aspect is called the Tantra. And you can see, if you know the science and symbology, you will see that Lilith, the goddess, before Adam and Eve, is the same as the Purusha Prakriti concept of the Veda. So you will see that even in the Quran. That's why you have the belly dancing culture. Belly dancing culture was so famous in the Arabic world. But today it is almost unknown. Today it is just a backdrop hobby. And throughout the world, and therefore Tantra is, even in the Chinese world, in the Taoist world, the Taoists call them Taoism. Yeah, the same thing. That the word Tao comes from the Sanskrit word Ritta. Ritta means right, rituals, right, wrong, in the sense of not positive, negative, but this way and that way, So Ritta became, because Ritta is a retroflex R, which you don't pronounce, so it becomes Ta and Tao. So the whole world was practicing Tantra, but it was a higher education of the Vedic culture, of the spiritual culture of the world. The Tantras are the underlying principles of the Veda. It's not like what modern scholarship is saying. In modern scholarships, they are saying that this was 3000 BC, that's 2000 BC, and then evolution, the concept of evolution, which was the preoccupation of the past scholarship, the scholarship that is today should be obsolete, because it's very old. These concepts are, like, you don't have to put the Veda 3,500 years only. It can go further backwards. In fact, I can see icons or images that takes the Veda back to even 17,000 BC. There are a lot of icons, even in Europe, that are of Vedic origin and culture. For example, even like the Druids. The English Druids are relatable to the Dravidians of South India. We know that the Dravidians are related to the Cretan languages, so in North Africa. So you have a universal culture that was overlooked by the English scholars of the 18th century, where they wanted to say that only the sailors discovered Asia. The sailors didn't discover Asia. The whole world had communication, you can see from the language systems. So Tantra is coming from that. The modern day Tantra is coming from the influence of Freud, Sigmund Freud, and Carl Jung. And this became very famous in the Western world because of feminism. And because of feminism, this culture of modern Tantra, or what I call Neo-Tantra, there are two aspects of Neo-Tantra, but just say this is Neo-Tantra altogether. It's a psychological, experimental facility. But when we are talking about Tantra, there is a classical Tantra, and that's from the Veda. There are enough material in the Veda for me to show where Tantra originates from.